Today felt like a good day to go ahead and get the window vent shades put into the Gladiator. As you can see, I just got the stock set up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put those in, and it's going to give me a little bit more versatility during the weather events, as well as being on the highway and wanting to vent a little bit without getting too much wind in there. So the kit that I'm going with is the WeatherTech setup. One of the things that I like about theirs is it actually goes into the window channels, so you don't have stuff on the outside of the vehicle. I had previously ordered a different set from a different company. I didn't like them, sent them right back as soon as I took them out of the box. Ordered the WeatherTech ones. They cost me a little bit more, not a whole lot, and it's going to have a much cleaner look, better stability. It's not adhered to the outside of the vehicle. It's actually put into the window channel. So that's going to be something that I like. Real easy directions. I took a quick look through them. Got a couple of easy pictures with each step, and it's very simple. It came with all the tools that are necessary. The front windows look like they just slide right in with a little bit of work. The back windows clip in, and I'll show you how that works and get it all set up. One of the things that I noticed when I was putting the first one in, it seemed a little loose. So I'm unsure if it's set in properly. I got the window rolled all the way up. Everything seems to be where it needs to be. But when I reread the instructions, it looked like part of the bottom is supposed to sit outside the sill, and I think that's what helps hold it into place. So I'm going to double check that and make sure it's right. So I may be pulling this one back out to put it back in. Well, I'm going to go with that's how it goes. The instructions say make sure between the inner and the outer windowsill and down here, just make sure everything's seated up like it needs to be. But then when I look at the instructions on the other guard, it's telling me this needs to be on the outside weather strip. So I think I understand now where they were saying on the outside of the weather strip. I'm thinking it sets in this little channel right here so that it can hold it up. Because if you saw on the other side, it just wants to slide back down when I pull the window out. Now I have to leave these up for 48 hours. So that should help it seat a little bit better. But I think this is what they were talking about. I don't like how it kind of bows right here, but I think that's from that tension. But it does sit better. So I'm going to try the other side and see how that looks. So 3 times a charm on the right window. See how that just falls down. So I'm going to pull this up, slide it into the top of that, put it there. That seems to stay. And actually the bow isn't that much more than what it already was. So I'm not too worried about that. These back doors are a little bit different. They're going to have a clip that goes in on each side to help hold them in place. And it's because it's not going to have that tip on the front sitting in the channel or like it does up there. So these do have a front and back. It's not too complicated. The flat side is going to go on the flat side. The curved side is going to go on the curved side. And everything's going to slide up into that channel. So it's just going to set in there. I'm going to slide it right up. But first I got to get the clips. And before that, I need to clean the channel out, get any dirt and debris. Figure I might as well clean the whole channel and not just what I'm working on. Since I'm in there, might as well just clean it all out. It's not dirty. I keep this pretty clean. I don't get too crazy with it. And it's not like it's 20 years old. It's a 2-year-old Gladiator. So these want you to put each clip at about 3 inches out on each end. So the first one, I'm going to drop it right about here. Is how they show you on the diagram if you're just using the tool for measurement purposes. Make sure I'm putting that in the right way. Yep. Not too complicated. Almost feel like something's wrong because it was too easy. I just saw this, which is funny. It's got a 3-inch mark with a line, and it says 3 inches with a little arrow going this way. So for all you fellas out there, that's 3 inches. That little clunk made me nervous. Hopefully that wasn't the sound of something breaking. Doesn't look like anything broke. Almost feel compelled to roll down. Doesn't look like any breaks. Might have just been seating in a little bit more. As per my wife's suggestion, I broke out some painter's tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over the window controls so that I don't have a brain fart over the next 48 hours and mistakenly roll down the windows because I'm not paying attention. And it's not going to leave any residue because it's painter's tape. So it's meant to go on and off. Anybody who's ever had a window tinted, you most likely had some of this put on your controls so that your tint could cure over the next several days. I guess if I wanted to be real fancy, I could even do the window locks, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. So we'll put that on there. Looks nice and professional. Oh, wow. So fancy. Anyways, there we go. pretty easy job. Even if you are very basic skilled, I mean, I'm modestly skilled, so it wasn't too difficult. But if you're basic skilled, it's not going to be too much of a challenge to do these window vent shades. For those of you that may be interested, it's the WeatherTech window vent shades, or side window deflector, if you want to have the official name. Looks like it's part number 9444. So, fun little fact, I saw that it's made in the USA. So for those of you that are big on that, it's made there. And for those of you that doesn't really mean a whole lot, apparently they are also made in Germany. So maybe the instructions are made in the USA and the shades are made in Germany for a joint Amero-German venture, but that's what they are. So it's got a pretty good look to it. As you can tell, the shades blend in nice and smooth. They don't have the exterior like those other ones that I looked at that were going to go all along the paint outside the window. These set inside the window channel, and they have that nice look. So it's nice and sleek. Give it 2 days, and I should be able to roll the windows down, and I'll be back into my fresh air action. So all in all, it's a pretty easy project. It didn't take me a whole lot of time. I definitely had a learning curve with that first window on the passenger front because I wasn't sure how to set the very end in. But if you're going to do this project, like I said, it's very simple. It doesn't require a whole lot of skill set. A tip that I would give is make sure that you set that lower front corner in the channel of the outer weather stripping, so that way it's got a place to sit so it doesn't just fall down on its own. Other than that, it's a pretty simple project, takes care of itself. It's going to look real good, and I know it's going to provide a lot of function. We've got them on Molly's Explorer, and I've had them on other vehicles as well. This was my first time actually installing them. Usually I'm pretty fortunate, and it comes with it on most of the vehicles that I end up buying. Here's the ones that we've got on Molly's Explorer. As you can see, she has the WeatherTech ones as well, and they're the same ones. They sit inside the channel, and they come all the way down here. Now hers pop out a little bit, but again, it's a different make. It's a Ford. It's not the Gladiator or the Jeep. So they are going to sit a little bit differently, but they are basically the same exact design. So I've let the shade stay on for a little bit over 48 hours, actually. Went 4 days. But we're all set to take off the tape and to test everything out. So the moment of truth. Take off my tape that was keeping me from using the controllers accidentally while everything was settling in. Freedom. All right, let's see how we look here. That was a little scary sounding, actually. Sounds like it's still seating in there a little bit. Let's see how we look back here. Everything seems to be staying where it's supposed to. That's good. So everything seems to be staying in place like it's supposed to. Could always be better. Be better. They don't seem like they're going to go anywhere. So it's good. Success. Looks good too. There you got a low profile. Jeep's dirty. We had some nasty weather over the weekend. But no, that looks solid. I'm pretty happy with it. If I look over here on this side, you know, it blends right in. So it's not too shabby. Not too shabby. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of putting the window shades on the Gladiator. And if you would, hit that like button, leave me a comment. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit subscribe so that you can catch more episodes as they come.